All right, so today we're going to dive into this new podcast called Tech in Africa AI.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it looks really interesting.
Yeah.
And we're just looking at the intro for it today
Okay, cool.
to get a sense of, what it's all about.
Right. Yeah, definitely a growing area, both
Yeah,
tech and AI in general, but particularly in the African context.
absolutely. And just reading through this intro, you get a sense of like a really welcoming vibe, right?
Oh, yeah.
They've got emojis. They're saying welcome.
Very friendly. Yeah.
They're excited to have people there. But one of the phrases that really jumped out at me was dynamic world of technology and artificial intelligence in Africa.
Hmm.
What do you think makes it so dynamic?
Well, I think, one of the things about Africa is they're sort of bypassing the traditional route of technology development.
Right, right.
We're seeing countries where they maybe didn't have widespread banking infrastructure really leapfrogging ahead with mobile money.
Oh, yeah, that's a great point.
And, or the adoption of renewable energy solutions.
Right.
Necessity is the mother of invention. So
Yeah.
there's this agility and this adaptation that's almost built in.
Yeah, it's like they're building the plane while flying it in a way.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they also say that they'll discuss the latest breakthroughs and examine real-world applications.
Hmm.
What comes to mind when you hear that?
Oh, man. So many things. In healthcare, we're seeing like AI being used to diagnose diseases in areas where, maybe there's a shortage of doctors or it's hard to get to a doctor.
Yeah.
Like, imagine a tool that can look at a retinal image and be like, hey, this person has diabetic retinopathy.
Wow,
And, catch it early on in a rural community so someone doesn't go blind.
that's incredible.
Or, agriculture. There's startups using AI to look at soil conditions and weather patterns and helping farmers optimize their yields,
Yep.
as the climate changes.
Yeah, these are huge applications.
Huge. Yeah.
It's not just,
Right.
fun gadgets. It's like really addressing fundamental problems.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about solving Africa's biggest challenges.
So, of course, at the end, they say, don't forget to subscribe, promising new episodes, expert interviews, and insightful discussions.
Of course.
What are you hoping that this podcast will, dig into? What kind of conversations would you be excited to hear?
Well, I think, we hear a lot of hype around AI and technology.
Yeah,
It'd be great to get beyond that and really look at, how are these technologies being implemented?
right.
What are the ethics involved? Like, are there unintended consequences that we're not thinking about?
Yeah.
And how do we make sure that, everyone benefits from these technologies?
Right. It's not just a select few.
Exactly.
Yeah, these are big questions. And I think that's what makes it so interesting, right?
Yeah.
It's the human impact.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a human story.
So I want to leave our listeners with this thought. If you were going to pitch an episode for tech in Africa, AI, what would you want them to explore?
Oh, that's a good one. I think, I would probably focus on the education angle. Like, how do we make sure that young people in Africa have the skills, not just to use these technologies, but to build them,
Oh, wow.
to innovate? That's where the long-term potential is.
That's such a good idea. I love that.
Thanks.
You could do a whole series on that.
Yeah, totally.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks so much for listening,
Thanks for having me.
and we'll see you next time.
See you later.